Hi everyone, welcome to this video. It's about Creative Fabrica and how to access it to find your cutting files and various things that might be of interest to you. I was asked this question in my group that someone was having trouble finding the files that they were actually after, so I thought we'd have a quick cruise around just to have a bit of a look. So this is not my login. I have got my login, which I will go into in a little while. But this is potentially what you'll see when you first go to the site. Up the top here, you'll see that there's fonts you can choose, a range of fonts, various graphics, 3D items, Spark, which is an artificial intelligence creative solution on their site. I suppose that's the word for it. Some craft things, needlework. Yes, they have embroidery and applique patterns. Classes, there's some good classes on there. Some premium ones, which I think are not included in the subscription that they offer. It's an additional subscription. Some more tools. So we've got the CF Spark, Creative Fabrica Spark, which is the AI tool. Font Cloud, Shape Cloud, Web Font Generator. These are all things to create with. Print on demand items, bundles, subscription, and right over here to the right, freebies, which is always a fun area. So you've got a choice of filtering them to all freebies, free fonts, free SVGs, free graphics, free embroidery, and free classes. Let's go to free SVG because your cutting machine will use SVG files. So we'll go to SVG and scroll here a little bit, and you'll see some of the free items that are available for you. So a lot of these are for vinyl. This one here to the left you could do as cardstock, and most of these are vinyl type designs. There's lots. We'll get to the bottom of the page. There's pages and pages and pages, and this is just in the craft section. If you go up here, so there's also more links just here which take you to a very similar spot to where we've just gone. But up here we have a search engine, and just say we want to search for flowers SVG, and this will bring you to flowers. You can filter more on the side here as well, on the left hand side. We can see there's our search criteria, flowers SVG. So we're going to get a range of SVG files. Now some of these are not going to be for papercraft. So this one here in the middle at the top here, and the butterflies, and potentially this one may be alright in vinyl. Not all SVGs are designed for cutting machines, so keep that in mind. Items like this may not be, but there are flowers in here, and it just keeps going and going and going. So they're rolled flowers there. And I've stayed in this login because you can see the pricing in this one. Whereas once I go, there's bookmarks. That'd be fun. They'd cut out with your cutting machine. On my login, you can't see the pricing because I have a subscription, and I looked up yesterday and I've actually had it since 2018. I didn't realise it was quite so long, but yes, a fair while. At the moment they have a super special deal going, and I'll provide a link to that so you can access that deal. It just keeps going and going. But we want to filter a little bit more because I'm going to look for a specific flower. So we'll go right up to the top here. Into this box now. This one's the easiest one to work from. And I want to look for our gerbera flower. And you can see them popping up quickly in the search screen. Didn't even have to click on the little icon to search. And I've left it so you can see the pricing, various pricing. And you probably got some for free too, I'm not sure. This one here was a good one. I checked that one out previously. Just click into that. Now, one thing I will point out, there's a little trick to accessing when you're looking at lots of things. So this is a gerber I thought looked a lot of fun. And with the subscription that's available at the moment, you can download 10 free items and then choose whether you want to continue with the subscription offer or not. Or you can simply purchase it for $4. What I want to show you next is, I'll just go back, is when you're doing bigger searches, let's just go back to SVG files. Get rid of that. Maybe we'll go for 3D SVG. It might be fun. You can see lots of 3D things here. When you go and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, sometimes you scroll so much that at the beginning, we'll pick something in a little while, we'll just scroll down. Lots of butterflies. Just keeps filling. Some shoes. Numbers for cards. Gnomes and butterflies. Lots of things. So just say we want to choose. Oh, that one's really cute. Tiny Miracle. Let's go into that. If you choose the little link there, see it highlights, and right click and open in a new window. And you'll see the information there. So the advantage of opening it into a new window is that you can go back to the old window and continue scrolling where you left off. Oh, look, nice letters, alphabet letters for kids. So this particular one I've picked, unfortunately, which is why I've stayed in a logged out one, because I don't see this in mine. This 3D SVG craft is only available as part of the subscription, so you need a subscription for this one. So we can close this. I'll just close it up the top here. I'll close it like that. And we're still exactly where we were. Whereas if we had opened it in this window, we would have started right up at the top of the page again, which can be a little frustrating if you already look through a lot of designs looking for something. But that's where the filter kicks in and helps. Heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff on here. I use it a lot for, not so much for these sorts of designs, because I often design my own. However, I do use it a lot for digital paper, and you can put in digital paper. You can filter it down finer than that if you want to. But lots of this paper's fun paper to use. You can print just the amount you need to create your projects. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of digital papers in here. So it's easy as that to find a digital paper. We go back up to here. We can go into, if you're interested in embroidery, go into embroidery. And shows you heaps of different embroidery designs you can use. What if we want applique? I do a lot of applique work, so I do a lot of embroidery too, but applique. It's got lots of applique designs as well. Then you have classes, which I've actually found quite interesting. So they've got cricket classes. I asked them why they haven't got scan and cut classes. We'll work on that perhaps. Illustrating, painting, paper cutting, crafting classes, business class, Etsy, browse all classes. But I had a bit of a wander around the paper cutting crafts and tutorials on how to do some of these projects as well. Boxes, flowers, origami. Now some of them aren't for cutting machines, so they're done with the scoreboard perhaps, or scissors. Rainbow flowers, it looks quite a fun one. Let's open that one up and have a look. That one looks like a free class, so that's good. A lot of the Creative Fabrica created ones are free. Tells you the materials you need, fonts, and then you can actually share your project if you want to. And to enroll, you just enroll there for free. It's got a intro tutorial. We'll just enroll in that for a second. It might ask me for a username for this one. Seeing I'm not logged in. Yes, it is. So I can access this one. We'll just go back. I'll just flick over to my login, and I'll just pause the video for a second and go over to my login, and so you can see what sort of things are in here. So 2 seconds. Alright, we're here. So we'll go back into this bouquet, and you can see the difference. It looks a little different for me. And you can choose enroll, or you can actually see how long the class is. It's pretty quick. So a lot of these are short classes. Class preview, which will be this one here. Tools and materials, make a custom decor using Cricut Design Space. Well, there's a Cricut one again. Create 7 types of paper flowers. It's interesting. Prep and assemble card and wrap up. Some of these are great fun to go through. So now let's go back. Oop, here we go. So these are back into lots of classes. There's a few pages worth of classes. So I've also had fun with Spark Creative Art. And this is not so much for cutting machines, it's more for sublimation that I do. You can see I had fun creating all sorts of things. Flowers, I have a little bit of a thing on flowers, unicorns, I've got all sorts of things. Absolutely lots of things. Line artwork, dancing, sunflowers, little thing on front. And I was looking for dragons to do for my grandson, more flowers. As you can see, I've spent a bit of time in here playing with this. This comes as part of your subscription. Now, most of this is not cut files. These are for other things, unicorns, more flowers. Lots and lots. Well, you can see I've gone up to page 18, so plenty of flowers. Some work out, some don't. Just keep going through until I get something I really like. And then I was having a little try with fairies and things. And I liked most of these. You can see I've published that one because I liked it. That one's actually quite nice too. Some turn out wacky, some don't. They're fun to play with. and it's part of your subscription. You can add to your subscription with this and get like a pro version of it, I suppose, might be the way to describe it. I didn't worry because this does what I want it to do. And turtles, more dolphins. I like dolphins too. So you can see I've had lots of things. Some, as I said, some things don't work out at all. Rabbits and things. Once again, not cut files, more for sublimation and stuff like that. Anyway, I think probably them. Oh, I'll go into the fonts. Just have a quick look at fonts. Actually, we'll have a quick look at the freebie fonts, because freebie fonts, as you know, I love fonts. Freebie fonts. And a lot of these will be great for cutting. The one here looks like it'd be really good. Lots and lots. That potentially would be okay for vinyl, not cardstock. It looks very fine. Some of that's fine. Would depend on sizing too. So it's a bit of working out what you can use them for. This just goes on forever. I'd hate to even think how far that goes on. We'll go to page 8 for a minute. Oh, I love that Cheryl one, would turn out really well for a... I'll go back to that perhaps. It's on page 1. Lots and lots of fonts. I spent hours playing in this, I must admit. I'm not good. Maybe, really. Let's go back to that Cheryl one, because that looked really good. Shirley. It's not Cheryl, it's Shirley. That looks pretty good for both paper and potentially paper and vinyl. I like these types of fonts because you can, if you're doing it in vinyl, you can pull that little piece out the middle there, and it's quite an effective look. See the different ways to do it. And there's the whole alphabet. And someone here has probably used it. Gives you a bit of information about it too, all the different lettering. No, just lots of positive reviews. Look at that. It's heaps and heaps there. So lots of people like that as well. Actually for free. That's bonus. Alright, well hopefully that's helped you. Once again, I'll just go over it. You can type in here for a more detailed search. Over to the right for your freebies. All the various tools here. 3D projects. You can just do animals. You can do them into categories as well. Oh, look at that one. That one's good. Pop-up card for a giraffe. Be a fun card. Anyway, I'll post a link down the bottom. It's a subscription offer at the moment for 10 free downloads, and then you can choose either to continue with a subscription or not. If you don't like it, simply cancel your subscription. The subscription is a limited time offer, and it is $9 a month or $59 a year, I think it was, which is pretty good. I've got mine going for a couple of years still. All right, I'll talk to you next time. See ya.